Welcome to the Philippines!
The Filipino culture has varied influences from previous colonization, deriving mainly from the culture of Spain and America. You can easily notice it from the architecture to the cultural beliefs in the Philippines. Despite all of these foreign influences, the old Asian Filipino culture has been retained and clearly seen in their way of life, cultural beliefs in the Philippines, Filipino customs and traditions. Wherever you go, the Filipino culture and values are very evident and have largely been appreciated and even applauded in many parts of the world.
Each country is different from the rest of the world, but what is it really about the Philippines that makes it stand out among others? For one thing, it's the Philippine culture. The Pearl of the Orient Seas is not just famous for its beautiful islands, but also for its Filipino culture and values that deserve to be shared to the world. Here's everything you need to know about the Philippines, from the Filipino norms to the cultural practices in the Philippines and more.
Language. In the Philippines, there are about 76 to 78 major language groups with more than 500 dialects. For more than 300 years, Spanish was the official language in the country, under Spanish rule. 60% of the population spoke Spanish as either a first, second, or third language in the early 20th century. But after the American occupation in the early 1900s, the use of Spanish began to decline. In 1935, the Constitution of the Philippines named English and Spanish the official languages. In 1939, the Tagalog language was named the national language. It was renamed Filipino in 1959, and finally Filipino in 1972. The present Constitution names Filipino and English as joint official languages. Food. The food culture in the Philippines is very different from that of the Western culture. Filipinos are big eaters and love to eat rice. Rice is a food staple in every Filipino's meal every day. It's quite impossible to see a Filipino who doesn't eat rice, unless that person is on strict diet. In fact, there are many restaurants who even offer unlimited rice. That's how huge Filipinos' love for rice is. Filipinos also have regular eating schedule, morning or breakfast, mid-morning or snacks, noon or lunch, afternoon or snacks, and evening dinner. So if you are a certified foodie, you will be delighted by the food culture in the Philippines, as there are so many foods, both regional and adapted from other countries, that you can enjoy. The best way to make the most of food Filipino culture is to be adventurous when it comes to dishes.
These are the must-try Filipino foods. Number 1, adobo. Number 2, sinigang na baboy. Number 3, lechon. Number 4, sisig. My favorite. Number 5, balot. Number 6, isaw. 7, sorbetes. Number 8, halo-halo. Number 9, puto bongbong and bibingka.
The Filipino values are just among the good things that are appreciated by many people from across the world. In the Philippines, family is valued so much. Children live in their parents until they are married. The Filipino family culture is something that many people applaud because the locals value family time so much. A Filipino is also strongly family-oriented and have the joy and humor, flexibility, adaptability and creativity, religiousness, and ability to survive in harsh environments. Some other noteworthy and great Filipino values are as follows.
Pag bumalik sila dito, makikita mo sila na masaya sila na nandito ako. Tapos hindi naman sa parang natutuwa, tapos yun, nagbibigay sila sa akin. Tapos ang nakakatuwa sa kanila lang, mga doktor na, mga anak ko nagkasakit. Hindi na ako nagpapa-check up. Sasabihin ko lang, tatawag lang ako sa kanila, ititik lang, kuya, ganitong gamot ang bilhin mo. Pag hindi siya gumaling after 1 week, check mo lang, tawagan muli ako. Diba, isang tulong yun na nakalaking para sa akin na hindi pa rin nila ako nakakalimutan kahit hanggang ngayon. Kahit ngayon, pag tinawag ako, mayroon akong kamag-anak na hospital sa PGH. Isang tawag ko lang, hindi na kailangan yung ano pang mga pila-pila. Kung sabi yung video counting, huwag naman ako, sorry.
First is the Bayanihan Filipino culture. Second, Filipino men used to serenade a woman he was courting. Third, Filipinos call their older siblings ate for older sisters and kuya for older brothers to show respect. Fourth, Filipino is very hospitable. Next, so much respect for the elderlies. Number 6, pagmamano, or kissing the elders on the forehead. Next, Filipino culture is very religious. Next, pamamanikan. And lastly, pakikisama, or getting along with others.
Here are some Filipino culture examples from Luzon folk bands the Filipino cultural practices. First, architecture. Bahay Kubo, Nipa Hut, Bale, Ifugao House, Ibatan House, Orogan, Maranao House, Badyao's houses and houseboats, Vinta, a tradition colorful boat in Mindanao. Second, weaving and clothing. Pinya fabric, tinalak woven cloth, tapis, yakan, barong Tagalog, baro at saya. Third, Philippine and Luzon folk dance. Karinyosa, tinikling, itik-itik, sayaw sa bangko, pangdango sa ilaw, and maglalatik.
We can't deny the fact that religion plays a big role in shaping not just the Philippine culture, but also other cultures. Some 80% of the population is Catholic, Spain's lasting legacy. About 15% are Muslim, and these people can be found in Mindanao. Christianity was introduced as early as the 16th century with the coming of Ferdinand Magellan in 1521. Protestantism was introduced by the first Presbyterian and Methodist missionaries who arrived with the American soldiers in 1899. The rest of the population is made up mostly of smaller Christian denominations and Buddhists.
Culture and tradition of Philippines. Celebrations. Another great thing to know about the Philippines culture is that Filipinos love celebration. May it be a simple event like a grade school moving up, birthdays, job promotion, or celebration for a patron saint or occasion is too small not to celebrate. For example, in the culture and tradition of Philippines, the country is known to have longest Christmas in the world because as early as September, the Filipino are already preparing for the season. This Philippines culture and tradition has been known worldwide and is one of the main reasons foreigners love spending the holidays in the country. Philippines festival are also among the most remarkable cultural practices in the Philippines, where Filipinos give all out to celebrate the province or town's fiestas.
The culture of the Philippines surely is among the most notable ones in the world. Here are some places where you can experience the authentic Filipino culture and tradition. Number 1, Metro Manila. Metro Manila is the place to experience popular culture in the Philippines and modern Filipino culture. Next is Ifugao. The northern part of the Philippines, especially the Ifugao province, is one of the best places to experience the traditional Filipino culture and see firsthand the examples of indigenous practices in the Philippines. Next one is Cebu. Cebu is known not just in the Philippines but across the world for its beaches and electrifying festivals like Sinulog. Another one is Davao. The Mindanao culture is something you must experience. From fun festivals to colorful cultural practices in the Philippines, you'll never be disappointed. Last one is the Zamboanga. Perhaps exhibits the most colorful Philippine culture and tradition from music, arts, architecture, and Filipino beliefs and values.
Sinulog, oh sinulog, tara nang magsaulog, syagitog kusog, Ritiritit sinyo. Sinulog, tara-tara nang magsaulog, syagit-syagit ugusog, rit-rit-rit sinyo. Sinulog, sinulog, tara-tara nang magsaulog, syagit-syagit ugusog, rit-rit-rit sinyo. Lingi sa wala o lingi sa tuo, kitang tanan magsaulog kang santo ni